journey that ended in tears. Newsfirst last night brought you the gripping story of a group of individuals who were on their way to visit their relatives in view of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year, meeting their untimely death when the tractor they were travelling in veered off the road and plunged into a canal in Arlagangwila. The accident claimed the lives of 10. Even before these tears had dried up, less than 24 hours after the accident, a separate accident was reported this morning from Katharagama. 5 persons died and a 9-year-old survived the accident. Newsfirst Zulfiq Farzan filed this report.
A group from Katugasota met with a tragic accident when their journey was cut short by the waters of a river.
Members of the same family from Ambathanna Katugasota had been travelling in this ill-fated van to Katharagama this morning. The van had plunged into the Datagamua tank at around 4:30 this morning.
The bond is very narrow, and as you can see, the van had gone into the water backwards. We ask that the authorities take steps speedily to construct a protective railing.
The police suspect that the accident may have taken place after the driver fell asleep behind the wheel. 5 people were killed in this accident.
6 persons were in the ill-fated van and only a 9-year-old survived. Now, it was the sole survivor of the accident who had tipped off the area residents.
More often than not, one heroic act saves the lives of many. But in the case of this accident in Katharagama, everyone except the sole survivor drowned. The survivor of this tragedy, a 9-year-old boy, had swum ashore and travelled to a motel around 500 meters away from the location of the accident and had informed the people there of the accident.
I was right here when the child came running. He told me that his uncle, aunt, grandmother and grandfather have to be rescued. I accompanied him to the location of the accident. The van was underwater. We dragged it ashore with the assistance of 2 pickups and sent them off to hospital. They were dead even at that time.
It was less than 24 hours ago that a hand tractor veered off the road and toppled into a canal in Arlagangwila. Now, this accident claimed the lives of 10 people, and the bodies of the deceased have been placed under the same roof as funeral preparations get underway.
10 members of the same family died following the accident that took place last afternoon, and their bodies are currently lying at the residence of their mother in the Vijayapura village in Lihiniagama. The victims were from Horana, Lihiniagama, Dehiatakandia, Vijayapura and Salasumgama. The group met with the tragedy while en route to visit relatives for the new year. Minister of Health Maithripala Sirisena paid his last respects to the deceased this evening. District Secretary of Ampara Neil D. Alvis announced today that a sum of 20,000 rupees will be paid as compensation to each of the 10 deceased persons for funeral arrangements.
Our correspondent Prasad Rupasinghe visited Arlagangwila and filed this report.
This group of persons entered the ZD Canal Road from this location along the Arlagangwila Dehiatakandia Road. They decided to travel through this road because they wanted to enjoy the view of the surroundings in the area. But what they were not aware of was that the decision decided the fate of many.
The road goes over the ZD Canal at 2 locations, and tragedy struck when the tractor attempted to turn at one of these locations. The ZD Canal was constructed in 1978 in a bid to supply water from the Maduroya Reservoir to the Mahaveli B zone, and it was used for operations since 1982. The canal is 20 feet wide and 25 feet in depth. According to our correspondent, 4 persons had died during the first 2 months of the opening of the canal for operations, and a number of wild elephants had also met their end after falling into this canal. Locals say that although there was a safety fence erected on either side of the canal, certain persons had made away with these fences. The police point out that reckless driving is the root cause for such accidents, and if such accidents continue to take place, the law will be enforced severely.
These accidents could be avoidable. Aspect of the first accident that occurred in Arlagangwila area, this accident has happened due to the speed and overloading passengers, and the second accident that occurred in Kataragam area happened due to the negligence and the stress of the driver. And constantly we have informed through the electronic and print media to take appropriate precautionary actions in order to avoid accidents.
It is our view that when you are behind the wheel, it is important to be cautious about your surroundings and remain vigilant. It is not only you. You are also responsible for those traveling with you.